Hello! Welcome to Everything Health 1.
Today, we're going to decode some of the secret messages your skin might be sending you. We'll be uncovering 5 really key signs that could point to a serious disease happening inside your body.
You know, your body is constantly communicating, sending out these little silent alarms. The real question is, do you know how to spot them? Well, it turns out your skin, which is your body's largest organ, is a fantastic window into your internal health. So in this explainer, we're going to play detective and look at the clues it might be giving you. All right, first up, we're diving into 2 related clues that act as metabolic warnings: skin tags and dark patches. Now, these are super common, but what they actually signal is something that's very often misunderstood. I'm sure you've seen these before. They're those little, soft, flesh-colored growths that just kind of hang off the skin. You usually find them in places where skin rubs against skin, like the neck, under the armpits, or in the groin area. Now, for the longest time, everyone just thought these were a nuisance caused by friction or maybe just getting older. But our understanding has totally shifted. The real cause is actually much more significant. It's a potential sign of insulin resistance. So how does that even work? Well, it's a pretty simple 3-step process. First, your body starts to struggle with using insulin effectively. That's insulin resistance. To make up for it, your pancreas goes into overdrive, pumping out extra insulin. But here's the kicker. Insulin isn't just for blood sugar, it's also a growth factor. All that excess insulin floating around overstimulates your skin cells, causing them to grow and form these little tags. And that's exactly why you shouldn't just ignore them. If you suddenly notice a whole crop of new skin tags popping up, it's not just a cosmetic thing. Research shows this can signal a way higher risk of type 2 diabetes and high cholesterol. And get this, the more tags you have, the stronger that connection becomes. So the main takeaway here isn't to just snip them off. The real action you should take is to ask your doctor to check your fasting insulin and your HbA1c levels. Okay, our next clue often shows up right alongside skin tags. It's called acanthosis nigricans. This looks like dark, almost velvety, thickened patches of skin. You'll most commonly see it in body folds, like on the back of the neck or in the armpits. And this is what's really heartbreaking about this sign, especially when you see it in kids and teens. There's this huge misconception that it's just a dirty neck. But as this quote says, people scrub, and of course it doesn't wash off. That's because it has absolutely nothing to do with being dirty. And here's why. Just like we saw with the skin tags, the root cause is high levels of insulin. That extra insulin is basically forcing the skin cells to reproduce way too fast, and at the same time, it's making them produce more melanin. That's the pigment that gives skin its color. All of that together creates that dark, thick, velvety texture. It's a literal change in the structure of the skin. So let me be crystal clear. This sign is a loud alarm bell. It's a really strong indicator of major insulin resistance and a huge warning that type 2 diabetes could be right around the corner. But, and this is so important, here's the good news. Unlike a lot of medical signs, this one is often completely reversible. With diet and lifestyle changes that help lower those insulin levels, these dark patches can actually fade away. Okay, let's switch gears. We're moving from metabolic warnings to a clue that points more directly to your heart and your cardiovascular system. And this is something that can appear right on your face. We're talking about eyelid plaques. The medical name for this is xanthelasma. What you'll see are these distinct, soft, yellowish, slightly raised plaques on the eyelids, usually near the inner corners by your nose. And they're not pimples, they're not cysts, they are literally little deposits of cholesterol that have built up right under the skin. And that right there is a huge tell. Research shows that for about half the people who have xanthelasma, it's directly linked to high cholesterol or a genetic disorder that affects how their body handles fats. But this next part is what you really need to hear. Even if you go get your cholesterol checked and the tests come back looking normal, the very presence of these plaques is, all by itself, an independent risk factor for heart disease and atherosclerosis, the hardening of the arteries. So what that means is your eyes can literally show you a warning sign about your heart that a standard blood test might completely miss. All right, next up, we have 2 really urgent alarms that can be sent from some of our most critical internal organs. We're talking about yellowing skin and a very strange change that can happen to your fingernails.
Let's start with jaundice. This is when the skin turns yellow, but the most important place to look is the whites of the eyes, the sclera. I mean, sure, eating a ton of carrots can give your skin an orangey tint, but it's not going to change the color of your eyes. Real jaundice, well. So what's actually going on here? Well, it's a direct signal that there's a problem with your liver. Here's how it works. When your old red blood cells break down, they create this yellow byproduct called bilirubin. A healthy liver has no problem filtering this stuff out. But if your liver is sick or blocked, we're talking from things like hepatitis, alcohol damage, even severe fatty liver disease, it just can't do its job. So that bilirubin builds up in your blood and literally stains your tissues yellow.
And I really cannot stress this enough. If you look in the mirror and you see that the whites of your eyes are turning yellow, this is not something you wait on. It's a medical emergency. You need to see a doctor immediately.
Now, for our final sign, and this one connects your fingertips directly to your lungs and your heart. It's called nail clubbing. This is when the tips of your fingers get larger and the nails start to curve down and around them, almost like the back of an upside-down spoon. This happens because of chronically low oxygen levels in the blood. Okay, this next part is really fascinating because you can actually test this on yourself right now. It's called the Shamroth window test. Go ahead, take your 2 index fingers and put them together, nail to nail. Press them together firmly. Now look closely. You should be able to see a tiny diamond-shaped window of light right there between the base of your nails. If that little gap is gone, if the nails just press flat against each other, that is a classic sign of clubbing. So why does this simple little test matter so much? Because nail clubbing is a classic textbook sign of some very, very serious conditions. It's strongly linked to chronic lung diseases, including lung cancer, as well as serious heart defects and even things like inflammatory bowel disease. It's a really powerful signal that something is wrong internally. So, wow, we have covered a lot of ground. What's the verdict here? What should you do with all this information? Let's do a quick recap with a final checklist that your body is giving you. Here they are, the 5 key clues we've investigated. A sudden crop of skin tags, those dark velvety patches, yellow plaques on your eyelids, any yellowing at all in the whites of your eyes, and of course, failing that little diamond gap test for clubbed nails. Now, the message here isn't to panic if you see one of these things. The message is to take it seriously. Take action. Use this information to have a really smart, informed conversation with your doctor. At the end of the day, your skin can reveal so much about what's really happening on the inside. It's this incredibly intelligent system that's trying to communicate with you all the time. So the only real question is, are you ready to stop and listen? Thanks for tuning in.
If you found this helpful, please hit that like button. It helps get this health information to more people who need it. And subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the hidden signals of your body. Stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.